Do you love yarn? Do you love crochet? Do you love knitting, looming? Whatever you can create with yarn. Are you interested and love any of that? If so, you are in the right place. Welcome. My name's Donna, and this is Fancy Fiber Forum. And here we talk a lot about fancy fiber because that is what I like. So if you're interested and you're a first timer here, please stick around and see what today's video is all about. And hopefully you'll like it enough to want to keep coming back and maybe subscribe. I just recently hit 800 subscribers / fiber friends. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to all of you guys that check me out once or 100 times. I don't care. Thank you so much for coming back and commenting and watching my stuff. I so much appreciate it. I have so much fun doing this, especially lately when I have yarn to share every single day. For those of you who don't know, I have taken part in this year's Advent calendar box from Aberdeens wool. They have a line of yarn that they dye themselves, and it's called Tangled Poets. They have all kinds of options for you to try their yarn. You can buy full hanks, you can buy pickle jars, which are half-gallon jars filled with, depending on the quantity, well, I think if you buy the pickle jar, I think you get 49 micro minis. Or you can buy just the refill packs, which is what I did. It's a heck of a bargain, and it is such a fun way to experiment with different colors and just have a ball making stuff with these little micro minis. I love it. I love it a lot. But this time I took advantage of their Advent for 2024, and I'm so glad I did. Every day has just been such a joy opening these little minis, and these minis are roughly 30 grams a piece, whereas their micro minis, I believe, are 10. So you get 24 of these minis with their Advents. I believe they do it every year. This is my first year taking part in any Advent at all. So I'm glad that I chose this one. But you get 24 of the minis, 30 grams roughly, give or take, a couple grams. And then you get one 100-gram full-size hank. So with the particular pattern that I'm doing, I'm using that full-size hank throughout my pattern. So I didn't have to wait till day 25 to see it. And I'm so glad that I didn't. I got to use it on day 1. So I was happy for that. If you're curious what pattern I chose, it is the Mrs. Fezziwig, and it is a paid pattern on Ravelry. I will share a picture right here for those of you that haven't seen it yet. And I am well on my way on this pattern. I've already put in 2 rows of the main number 25 hank, and there are 6 different colors between each. So every 7th day you add the main color. And you can do it with any yarn. You don't have to do it with an Advent. You can do it with 2 colors and do 6 days of whatever color you want, and then pick whatever color you want for that 7th day. It doesn't have to be an Advent, and she didn't design it really to be an Advent. But my friend Joyce and I are taking part, and it's working up. Mine is so colorful. Hers is very different. Her colorways, She got an advent from another dyer. So hers is very different, and I really like hers. I really do. It's a lot of mine seem to be more primary colors. Hers are more neutrals and pinks. And I mean, she just started, so we'll see where it goes. But the theme, if I'm not mistaken, the theme of her advent was outer space. So it's a lot of celestial colors. And so right now she's in, well, up until today, she's in the pinks. And hers is turning out so pretty. So pretty. Joyce, I'm still really jealous. It's so pretty. Mine is going to be very bright, as you will see in a minute, because I'm going to reveal number 12, because today is December 12th. I can't think of anything to talk about before we do the reveal, so let's just get to it. I'm going to open it. Yesterday, oh, you know what? I should show you yesterday's. Okay, here's yesterday's. Here was number 11 and number 10. So we were in the blues and blue grays. So now we're getting into the greens. So these were the last 2 days. And this is like my favorite color, green. I was so happy to see that green. So I have a feeling this is going to be another green. We will see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah. That's almost like a celery. It's more muted on my screen. It's a little bit, I don't want to say brighter. It's a little more saturated than what is showing up on my screen. Actually, on the screen, it does look kind of celery. This is more of a grass green. It's beautiful. I would make something just with this. So this will go, oh my gosh. Well, it's going to go 10, 11, 12. That's beautiful. This is going to be my favorite part, I think, of the wrap that I'm doing. That's really, really nice. But it is more saturated in real life. That's really, really nice. Oh boy, dogs are playing. Thank goodness it's not muddy. So that is day 12. And we are really officially halfway through the Advent. I guess it went away. It'll probably sneak back up on me. All right, so that's the Advent. I have one more thing to talk to you about, and that is the upcoming market on Saturday. Today's Thursday, so I have one more full day to prepare. I got all my ends sewn in yesterday. I can't believe it, but I did. And let me just show you. With the exception of a couple of hats, let me just show you the size of the bag. Oh no, you know what? This isn't what I sewed in. This is stuff that needs pricing. But this is a good representation of how many things I had that needed ends sewn in. This big bag needed ends sewn in last night. I love this hat. This is a little kid's hat. Isn't that adorable? This is a really cool pattern. This was made with Malabrigo Silky Merino, which is one of my favorite yarns. But hopefully somebody will want to buy this for a child on Saturday. It's little. It would probably fit, what, like a 5-year-old? so cute. Oh my gosh. So cute. There were a couple things in here that were not shown in that slideshow. This is the Artfully Simple Angled Scarf. I think from Moogly. Tamara Kelly. I think that's her pattern. But it's a real lacy, it's very easy. It's a real lacy scarf. But isn't that a pretty yarn? That's perfect yarn for that. I think that worked up really nice. And then this is the Sea Stone beanie that I didn't realize I would need 2 hanks of yarn, so I finished it off. With a solid blue that I had of another super bulky yarn. Again, it's pretty small. And then this is another Sea Stone beanie. And this looks huge, but it fits me. It looks huge, but it's not really that huge. It fits me. And man, would this be warm. Oh my gosh. This thing is solid. And this is super bulky wool yarn. That would keep somebody so super warm. Very warm. And actually, I'm thinking there's a gal that shows up quite regularly at my sister's market, and I made her a hat using this same yarn a couple of years ago. Do I feel an N? No. Well, kinda. Anyway, I made her a similar, well, it wasn't even a similar hat. Is that getting ready to come out? I guess I needed to pull that shut a little bit better. I'm gonna have to cut that off. Anyway, so she might be interested in that. That's the seam. It's kind of fugly. And it's kind of yuck. But it's a cute hat. That's super cute. This was made with a knit crate yarn. I don't know why it had a point to it. But those are just a couple of the hats that I pulled out. I probably have more finished stuff laying around here somewhere in project bags. I don't know if I'll have time to go through them all, but all that stuff in that bag now I have to put tags on, price, and put fiber content on all of those. So I'm going to concentrate on that probably tomorrow. I have a poncho hanging up drying. I have a Agatha's reading shawl downstairs blocking. I have another Agatha's reading shawl sitting here in front of me. And I thought about taking it, but the yarn I used in it, that would have to be about $100 shawl. That would, yeah. I don't remember how many balls went into that, but each ball was about $7. And I know I used at least eight balls of it. Do you want to see it? Let me grab it. Let me take this off. And let me grab, because it's pretty. Okay. It's pretty. This is made with Classic Elite Magnolia yarn, which is like a 2-weight yarn. And it is woolen silk. This is like one of my favorite yarns. It's a single ply. And it's one of my favorites. And I finally got the ends sewn in. It had a whole bunch of ends because of the color changes. So I think this is going to be for me. I don't think anybody would want to pay what I had in yarn in this shawl. That might be a knot. No, I don't know what that is. So that's my Agatha's reading shawl made with Classic Elite Magnolia. And if you look really closely, you can see the shimmer of the silk. But I wanted to show you the bottom of this. This, I just had an idea to, end it with something kind of interesting instead of just continuing with this pattern. So I did 2 rows of puff stitches. So anybody who is interested in making one of these, Bernadine, I know you're working on one now, but I don't know how this would look unless you used a different yarn, a heavier cotton. But I think that's cute. I think that's a cute trim on the bottom of this shawl. And it hasn't been blocked, so this kind of wants to roll. But yeah, this is my special shawl. Do you know anybody that would pay $100 for a shawl you're just going to sit around the house in? I mean, this isn't anything fancy. It's just made with fancy yarn, which is what I love. But isn't that pretty? That's a pretty edging border. I made one before, and I did a ribbed border along this edge, and it looks all right, but I probably should have laid down a row of single crochet first, but I didn't. So there's all kinds of gaps, and you can see the difference in the yarn going into the edge. It just doesn't look right. One side looks better than the other, but yeah, if I were ever to do that again, I would make sure that the yarn colors match up and that I lay down a row of single crochet first. So this is my Agatha's reading shawl from, oh gosh, her name is escaping me. Hey! No! Hang on, they're digging. Oh, boy. And they eat dirt. Why do they eat dirt? It's going to happen again. Hold on. All right, I had to let them in so they could eat. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you and talk to you about my preparations for market on Saturday. Sorry about the thumping on the table. I don't know if I can edit that out. I don't know how. Oh, and I made a pair of those chunky ballet slippers using undyed wool, non-superwash. They're in the washer now. So I am anxious to see how much those shrink. I measured them. I'm going to put a picture here of the slippers. No. When I measured them, they're 10 inches long. I'm guessing they're going to probably shrink at least an inch. So if they do, they'll fit me. But I think I'm going to take them. And depending on how they look when they shrink, I might make a couple more pair to take with me for Saturday, because everybody likes slippers, right? And there would be a heck of a profit margin on those, because that yarn only cost me $2 a hank. $2 a hank. So yeah, it'd be a heck of a profit margin. I could sell each pair for $5, and people would be like, oh my gosh, only $5 for a pair of slippers? So I think that's all I've got. When I get those washed and dried, I'll show you what those look like tomorrow when I show you number 13 for tomorrow. But that's all I've got for now, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate everybody who watches. We are Bean? We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. I think I need 500 more watch hours, I think. But if I get, I don't care. To be honest, it really doesn't matter to me because, you know, there's a lot of responsibility that goes with having, you know, a monetized channel. There's a lot of responsibility. And, you know, I'll figure all that out. Bean? No. Once we get there. It may take another year. I don't know. Get out of here. You can't get into my crochet stuff. No. Oh gosh, now he's burping. No. So I'm going to get this bag of crochet stuff out of here before he decides to take off with one of them. And I will touch back with you guys tomorrow. In the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your day. And yeah, just take care. Be well. And remember, God loves you. Jesus loves you. I love you. Be kind to everybody. Just be kind. It doesn't matter what time of year. Be kind. Yeah, I wish my neighbor was kind, but she's really not. Although she didn't, you know, her threat of shooting my dog was kind of an empty threat because there was fence fighting going on today and she didn't come out with a gun. So, yeah. Don't be making threats. Bean? Don't be making threats if you're not going to carry them out. All right. I will touch back with you guys tomorrow. And I'm out of here. Peace. Talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye.